Hello, my name is Moose and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now today, as I'm filming, it is August 29th, which means that it is exactly 1 year since I broke my ankle. It's kind of crazy to think about that it's been a year since my very severe injury, and honestly in that year, a lot of things have changed. Now before I start this update, I did just want to say a few things. One, I haven't posted in forever because I actually got really sick. I got a case of bronchitis that literally took me out for almost an entire month, so I couldn't do anything for the longest time. And also, sorry about not posting an update about the Moxi Jack 2s. I unfortunately did have to return them. They turned out to be way too narrow for my foot after I tried them on again and tried to see how they felt while I was just kind of walking in them before mounting them. And it turns out that my foot is actually a lot wider than I was thinking. It's not even close to like the B-last that they use for normal Moxi Jacks and Jack 2s. I'm more of like a D-last, which is 2 whole sizes bigger. So unfortunately I did have to return those, but hopefully I'll be getting a new pair of skates that will actually fit me here pretty soon. I did order some, so just keep an eye out for that video because I'm very excited to get them. It's honestly crazy to think about the fact that it has been a full year since I've broke my leg and my ankle. There was a period obviously where I was healing and I couldn't really do much, so I was stuck inside the house, but that kind of just made time feel like it was flying by. So the fact that it's already August again is just crazy to me. Now before I do my update on exactly how my ankle and everything is doing, I do just want to talk about the things that I have been using to try and speed up the healing process and try to make sure that I'm as comfortable as possible. The number one thing that I've been doing to heal my ankle and break up scar tissue is by doing something called Gua Sha. Now I believe Gua Sha originates from China, and what it is an alternative type of medicine that allows you to break up scar tissue, break up any fascia that you have, and it can be quite painful at times, but oh my gosh, it's done so much for me, a lot better than anything else that I had been doing. Now when I do Gua Sha, I use 2 different types of tools. I've got a metal tool here that is just very smooth. It's a piece of metal. And then I've got a piece of bone right here. Or is it horn? I can't remember if it's horn or bone. It's one of them. But this one's got like little ridges in there. I use actually around my Achilles tendon. Works so well. Both of these are used in Gua Sha, and both of them have been extremely helpful for me because this one I can kind of get a little bit deeper into my ankle. This one's been great for overall and my legs. Now when I say that it can be painful at times, I'm just meaning it's because you're literally taking the edge of this tool and kind of digging in, like I can show you here. What you're doing is you're not sitting there buttering toast. You're basically sitting there trying to dig into the muscles and trying to break up anything that's in there. So of course it can be a little bit painful. I'm lucky that I do have my mother who's been helping me heal throughout this. So she comes and she does all of my breaking up of scar tissue if I need help, like if I can't reach anything. She's helped me with massage and finding alternative medicines for me because I don't want to do surgery. Like, I still have the hardware in my ankle, which makes healing a little bit more difficult, but I don't want to go through surgery again because I scar really badly. I have with every single surgery I've ever had, and I've even scarred from getting hit with a tree branch. Like I have a little tiny scar on my face from when I was a child that is literally from a tree branch scratching me. So anything that I can do to not create more scar tissue, I will absolutely do. So I go to alternative medicines instead of Western medicines. Now I've been using compression socks and sleeves because they are a godsend, seriously. The compression sleeve that I use looks like this. And the difference between a compression sleeve and a compression sock is the sleeves just don't have any covering for your toes. So you just put your foot in, your toes are exposed. This one's really nice for days that my ankle swells, or like I like to wear it in the morning because you get nighttime swelling, and so this kind of just helps the swelling go down a little bit faster. And then I have a full length thigh-high compression sock. And this I use specifically for days that my upper leg break is irritating because sometimes the muscles almost feel like they kind of just over tighten sometimes, and so they either swell, it starts to hurt, I get kind of the best I can describe it, I guess, is like a burning sensation. It doesn't really feel like burning, but it's as close as I can describe it. Anytime that happens, I'll throw on this compression sock for an hour or two, think max I'll do is like 4 hours because it is a lot of compression, so I don't want to wear it for too long. These together with my tools that I use for Gua Sha have definitely helped so much, but I'm still not better. I mean, I'm almost good. Like if I had to guess, I'd probably say I'm maybe 70% of the way healed, but I don't know if I'll ever be 100% of the way healed. Like I was alluding to a little bit while I was talking about my Gua Sha, I do still get a little bit of pains here and there. My ankle, for some reason, just it loves to pop now. Like I'll get a popping sensation that sometimes will feel amazing, and sometimes it's extremely painful. Like I'll pop and then I have to sit there like letting my ankle settle back down, and I don't know if that's just deeper or if it's something moving in there that's not supposed to. It doesn't hurt for very long. It's literally just like a pop and then like, oh, okay, and then it's fine. My upper leg, other than that random over tightening of the muscles, actually is relatively okay. With it being just a spiral break, I didn't think that it was going to cause any long-term issues like my ankle definitely has, so I'm very thankful for that. Now, the mobility in my ankle. I'm thankful that I can walk. I'm thankful that I can do everything normal, but I can't run, and the actual bending, like the flexing and the pointing of my ankle is not, I will say it's a little bit better than it was the last update that I had, but it's not perfect. I'll insert a little video here to show you guys the difference between my ankles again, because it's still severe enough that I can notice a difference. It's definitely a lot better than last time. I'll see if I can find a video from last time as well. But coming from an ex-dancer who used to do point, I'm not used to the fact that I can't point my ankle at almost 180 degrees. That's just something that I've been able to do since I was in middle school, and now I can't do it. So it's just something that I have to be okay with now, because I may never be able to do it again. But it's not like I have a career in dance or anything, so it doesn't affect my day-to-day life. It's just kind of irritating. The sun moved, I have a stripe. The number one question that I've gotten from people, both local and online, is, am I back to skating yet? And I'd say the answer is both yes and no. Yes, I'm back on my skates. I can skate, I can do whatever I want to, kind of, but I'm not back in the skate park, and I'm not doing things like I was. I would say I'm probably back to really beginner status. I made a video about a month ago, maybe a little over a month ago, showing you guys how I was getting back to the basics. I was trying to get back on skates just in general in my little tennis court that I have in my neighborhood. That's about as much skating as I've done. It's really hard to skate because, along with having a slight fear of falling on that ankle again and re-breaking it, I also have a fear of skating alone now. I don't want to be alone while I'm skating, because if I am and something happens, I don't know what I would do. I'm lucky enough that I did have somebody with me when the break occurred, because they were able to grab my phone, help me call somebody, they were able to get me to the doctor, and I'm very, very thankful for my friend. But unfortunately, I'm not back in the park. I did go once, and I was able to confirm that I did not lose my pump, so yay, I can still pump pretty good, especially for the fact that I can't bend my lead foot very well anymore. But I did kind of have a little bit of a panic attack. I was pumping and I ended up feeling that same sensation of falling that was almost the same thing as what happened to me when I broke my ankle. I immediately started panicking. I do know eventually I will go back to the park. That is my favorite type of skating, and I do want to learn street skating as well. It's just probably going to take me a little bit longer because I need to be okay with the basics again. I need to be okay with falling. I need to be okay with transitions again. I need to be okay going at speed. These are things that I have been working on and I'm not necessarily okay with right now. I'm sorry if this is distracting you guys. The sun is starting to get to the point in my window where I can just, it keeps coming on my body and it looks like it's trying to cut off my head. So yes, I am back on skates, but no, I'm not back in the park or back to where I was. Physically, I would say overall I'm pretty good, other than the random pains and the random aches that I get here and there on my ankle and my leg. Overall, I'm actually pretty good. I haven't felt like I needed to do any elevating. I haven't had to take any painkillers, nothing like that for months, and that makes me very happy. Like I said, I do have kind of a fear of going back to the park alone, just skating alone in general, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I have a fear of falling back on that ankle and hurting it again. And I know that all I need to do is just make sure that my basics are solid, that I can fall perfectly fine, that I can, transition fine, be at speed, stop, all that stuff. And I know that eventually I won't have this fear that I have, but this fear got so overwhelming that I actually started therapy again, and I'm so happy that I did. I found a therapist that does this type of therapy called ART, or art therapy, and it's not coloring, it's not actual like visual arts or anything. What it is it's taking the memory of the break and replacing it with a different memory. So I'm very thankful that I found somebody that was willing to try that with me, because it honestly helped so much. And I've only had one session and I already feel a difference. And I'm going to be getting a second session here in a couple of weeks. So I'm really hoping that that will help kind of solidify and get rid of that innate kind of fear that I have from this trauma that I experienced. And then hopefully I'll be able to go back to the skate park, even if that is with only friends for a bit. Unfortunately, it's probably going to take me another year or so to get everything back to normal, but during that time I am going to be skating in my little tennis rink here and also at my local rink, just to kind of get the basics down before I feel like I'm ready to get back into the skate park. And once I get the basics down, you're going to see me shredding again. One thing I will say that it's definitely been a big change for me is the fact that I still can't bend forward like this, which means that walking up hills is kind of an issue. I can't run very well. I kind of look like I'm limping a little bit when I run, which is very weird, but that is something I know that eventually with time that will get better. I have also been looking for the perfect skate for me because I do need quite a bit of support now. And I actually did decide to go with the Riedell 336s. So those will be on their way. They are getting custom, so I'm waiting for the color lab. I didn't want just the black leather. I kind of wanted suede instead, so I went with a black and gray suede. Obviously I love black and gray, my bonds are black and gray, so I'm excited to see those in a couple of weeks. They are going to take probably about 10 weeks to get here, but I will make sure to do an unboxing video and show you guys those when they get here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions about my break, about how I'm feeling, if you've broken your ankle and you have specific questions for me, please let me know. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if you want to see more from me, go ahead and subscribe. Obviously, you don't have to. I would appreciate though if you could like this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!